Hello, welcome to a digital learning class on Internet safety and security. This class is presented by Brianna Stevens from the Giles County Public Library. Our main topics today will include an introduction to Internet safety and security, as well as some tips and tricks on how to understand online risks and learn how to avoid them. We will talk about creating safe and secure passwords and understanding internet browsers. First off, what is internet safety? Here's our official definition, but really, it's all about making sure your information is safe on the internet. It is out there. It's just a matter of how much and where it is. That's up to you. There's almost no limit to what you can do online. The internet makes it possible to access information quickly, communicate around the world, and much, much more. Unfortunately, the internet is also home to certain risks, such as malware, spam, and phishing with a PH. If you want to stay safe online, you'll need to understand these risks and learn how to avoid them. Do you know the difference between privacy and security? Privacy refers to the rights that you have to control your personal information and how it's used elsewhere. For example, when you download a new smartphone app, you're asked to read and agree to privacy policies. Security is how your personal information is protected. That information can, and often does, live in a lot of places online. You really can't be afraid to use the internet, but remember that it comes with many of the same risks that you'd face in the real world. Think of the internet as you would, say, a shopping mall or Walmart. It's not necessarily a dangerous place. You can shop, you can see friends and neighbors, but there are also things that you do to stay safe without even really thinking about it. So let's talk about passwords. They are important for many things on the internet. It's important to have a different password for each account. More often than not, though, individuals will reuse the same password for multiple accounts. The thing with this, if one account becomes compromised, anything with that same password and email address combination can also be compromised. However, the truth is that even though most websites are secure, there's always a very small chance that someone may be trying to take your information. Having a strong password is one of the best ways to keep your accounts and private information safe from hackers. So as I said before, it's advisable to use different passwords for each account. Another password tip that we have is to have at least 8 characters in your password, with numbers, letters, and characters in a good mix. The more random the password, the safer it is. There are also password generator programs out there to help you come up with those random passwords. Do you have too many passwords to keep up with? There are password managers that can assist with that. So a password manager is a website that can list all of your login information in just one place. And you'll just need to keep up with that one password to get into the password manager. There are so many password managers out there. So if that's your preference, by all means, choose the one that you're most comfortable with. Do you feel a little uneasy about your password database being online? Another option is to make an Excel spreadsheet with the information and password protect that file. In the next slide, I'll show you just how easy it is to password protect an Excel spreadsheet. Are you still not sure about a safe place to store your passwords? No problem. You can always use a physical notebook and write your logins and passwords down. However, please keep in mind that anyone with access to that information can control your accounts. Additionally, you could lose or damage the notebook, like leaving it in a cart somewhere at Walmart, and then you'd be without that information. Here is a simple tutorial on how to password protect an Excel spreadsheet. We start by creating a blank worksheet and typing whatever information you want into the cells. I suggest keeping it simple by making columns for the website, your login information, and your password. You can also widen each column so that you can fully see the information for each line, as you see here. Once you've typed these in, you can also use the sort and filter button, and you can filter that top line where the standard information is, i.e. the website, the login, the password, etc. And you can sort it alphabetically, so it's easier to find your logins and passwords rather than trying to go through and see where Facebook is or see where Google is or something to that effect. And you can sort it by website, you can sort it by login, you can sort it by password. Website is generally the best. It's helpful if you have a lot to keep up with. Once you're fully satisfied with your spreadsheet, you can go up to the File option in the top left corner and select Protect Workbook. Below, you will find several options, but you want to select Encrypt with Password. A pop-up window will appear asking you to create a password. Do so. Make sure it's something you'll remember. It will ask if you want to put it in twice, and you need to. Once you're done with that, make sure to also save your file. Call it whatever you would like, and make sure to save it in a place on your computer where you'll remember. So let's talk about browsers. Internet browsers are just that. They are programs that allow you to browse the internet. There are plenty of options to choose from, but there are a few standard ones. If your computer is a Windows-based computer, it more than likely comes with Microsoft Edge. Microsoft Edge is the replacement to Internet Explorer. If your computer is older, you may see Internet Explorer. It's important to note here that Internet Explorer is no longer supported by Windows. What this means is you are welcome to use it, but you may experience errors and/or issues, and Windows won't support that. They won't help with anything anymore. With a Mac or Apple computer, they often come with Safari. Personally, my two favorite browsers are my Mozilla Firefox and Google Chrome. And it's not just my personal favorite. These are two of the most popular browsers out there, and rightly so. Both Mozilla Firefox and Google Chrome are available on Windows and Apple computers. So what's the difference between browsers? Here we have 6 popular or well-known browsers and some of their differences. From left to right, we have Google Chrome, Safari, Mozilla Firefox, Edge, Internet Explorer, and Opera. And it shows you the cloud sync availability, if there's a download manager, if it allows for private browsing, full screen mode, tabs on the side, if you can add custom extensions, and is it open source? So say you're browsing the internet and you get a pop-up screen that has virus found or alert or malware detected. It's common, it happens. Your computer can face these different threats. The good news is your browser has a lot of built-in security features to help protect your computer and your data. So while you're browsing, look at your address bar. You see that little lock symbol? This is most commonly seen with certain types of websites, like online stores and banking and financial institutions, things like that. This means that the website that you're going to is using an HTTPS connection, which makes it safe to enter your personal information. You're not going to see this on every website, and that's okay. Not all of the websites out there need this extra layer of security. However, you should avoid entering any sensitive information like your credit card or a date of birth or your social security number if you don't see the symbol in the address bar. A great tip is to always update your browser. New viruses and malware are created all the time. A nice thing is that your browser will usually tell you when it has an update available, but even if it doesn't, you always have the option to update it manually. Another way to protect your computer is to have antivirus software, or also known as anti-malware. And what it is it's a computer program that's used to prevent, detect, and remove malware. Now, there are plenty of options, both paid and free. Some of the more well-known paid options are Norton and McAfee. Some of the free options, Malwarebytes, which is actually what the library uses, and one other well-known is AVG, Antivirus Software. Again, there's plenty of options. It's just deciding what you would like to use and sticking with it. Just like with your browser, it's good to keep it updated as viruses populate all the time. So just make sure it's updated and run a scan often, and it will find things for you and clear out any viruses that might be on your computer. The internet is an amazing tool to use. There is so much information out there. If you don't know the answer to something, you can look for it. If you don't know how to search for it, you can always ask somebody. There's plenty of people out there who have tons of knowledge about the internet. Ask a friend. Ask a family member. Ask a librarian. We don't mind answering questions. Don't get overwhelmed. Just take it one step at a time. And that concludes our video on internet safety and security. If you have any questions, concerns, or comments, you'll find our email address on the slide before you. Or you can reach out to us via phone. Our number is 931-363-2720. Additionally, we would love for you to fill out the survey that's on the slide before you. Thanks.